Hey guys, Josiah here from Swim Indicators at ThinkOrSwim.net. Today I wanted to go over the seasonality function or the seasonal charts function inside ThinkOrSwim and some of the settings and options that you can set up for that. So here I am in the charts sub-tab. I've got a SPY chart pulled up, and I'm just on a daily chart right now, and what I'm going to do is go to the Style menu and go down to Chart Mode, which is currently set to Standard, and I'm going to choose Seasonality. And so this pulls up a yearly, a 5-year, by default, a 5-year daily seasonal chart. So this red line down here is going to be the average price over the last 5 years, and this up here is going to be the year-to-date price. And so you can change so we have our quick time frames up here, so you can change this to a 20-year average, and so this will be the 20-year average price. You can change it to a 10, a 5, 3, whatever you want to set it to. You can also go in here to the Style menu and choose the time frame that you're currently set to and create your own here. So now I've set up a 2-year daily average here. So there's lots of different possibilities you can set there. You can also change it to a 20-year monthly chart, 20-year weekly chart, whatever you want to do. But you'll notice here that the scaling is kind of strange. This is really squished down. For one thing, the average price over the last 20 years has been a lot lower than what it's currently trading at right now, what the SPY is currently trading at. So this is way down below the current activity. And so this is naturally squishing the scaling of the chart inward and flattening this activity out, so you can't really discern what's going on down here. So to fix that, let's go up here to this little scaling price axis settings, and we want to show price as percentage. Show price as percentage. So now it's all going to be in relative terms to where it starts at the beginning of the year. And so you can see that, so I think we're on the 20-year still. Yeah, so this is the average change in price that the market has done over the past 20 years, and this is how it's behaved in the year to date so far. So a couple of things. You can see over the last 20 years that the early part of the year is a good time to buy. You know, around June, July, that's traditionally been a good time to sell. Buy again maybe in, you know, October-ish, and then sell going into the end of the year, or just keep holding until the middle of the next year. So that's kind of what this seasonal chart is currently saying. What a lot of people do is look at several different time frames. So like maybe you'll look at the 20-year versus the 10-year, or the 15-year versus the 5-year or 7-year, something like that. And so see what the long-term average activity for a market has been on a seasonal chart, and then look at more of the short-term average as well, and compare those two and see what, see if the market has shifted some since over the last 20 years, from what it used to do versus what it's currently kind of doing. So you can actually set up a grid of these charts and compare a market, what it's been doing on a 20-year chart, a 10-year chart, a 5-year chart, or any custom, lengths of time, averages for, like 7 years or 6 years or whatever you like to set it up. And so here I'm switching over to flexible grid now, and I've set up a multiple time frame seasonal chart here. And so each one of these rows has, so I have the E-mini here. I have a 20-year chart set up on the left. In the middle I have a 10-year, and on the right I have a 5-year. And so this kind of shows you how the averages have changed over time, and also a little bit how they stay the same. So you can kind of take these different averages, and like I've done here, I've put a red for a good selling time, just a general range of when it's traditionally been a good time to sell the E-mini or the market, and green where it's been a good time to buy in general. So you can see that it's kind of held true in each of these time frames, that those are just a little bit better time to sell than average, or a little bit better time to buy during the green times, a little better time to sell at the red times. And so I've several different markets pulled up here: natural gas and crude and gold. And so you can see that there's different patterns that each of these follow. Crude, tends to peak in the middle of the year. It has this nice even curve, and it's a little less even as you have shorter averages. But on the longer average, it's basically low at the beginning and end of the year, and high in the middle of the year. Now it's interesting, this year it's doing something completely different from that, which is obviously something to take into account. But these are interesting things that I've been studying and looking at. So I wanted to just share with you how to set these charts up, some different ideas for analysis, and also just tell you how to do that switch to a show prices percentage based chart instead of a absolute price based chart. Do the relative percentages, and that helps with some of the scaling issues on these charts. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. You can leave a comment below. If these videos are valuable to you, please consider subscribing to the channel, and check us out at ThinkOrSwim.net, on our Twitter at twitter.com/swimdicators, and on Facebook at the same Facebook.com/swimdicators. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon.